Hey guys, what's going on? I just wanted to showcase a deck in Royal Trials. Royal Trials is the event happening right now, and I feel like most of the questions that most people would probably have is what deck to build. And the deck to build, it's really dependent on your playstyle, because just building you a deck, it's why it's so hard to do deck building questions, but just simply giving you the tools and the options of what deck to build doesn't explain how to use all of the decks. With that being said, these are the decks that I normally build. Obviously, this is Bloom & Dash Blade Dancer. This is just a regular cultist deck, and that only really works with the mermaid, and it allows you to mermaid allows you to play other cards other than Portal Keeper. If I didn't have mermaid, I might play this with Portal Keeper. I might sub out Summoner, but Summoner gives me more summon-ins, and so then you get more cultists, obviously, and then you can bring up Harbinger of Evil much faster. This is a standard robot deck. Robot with obviously stun rockets. You have to obviously have robot unlocked to be able to use it. But robot shaman and summoner with a mermaid, again with mermaid. It's a deck that I wouldn't have ran if I didn't have mermaid. But having, again, mermaid makes all decks possible. It's the reason why it's so good. It allows you to run decks that you wouldn't normally run because of negative effects. And with this deck, I find that it's so good in this format because things like that would normally have protection, like an Inquisitor with either Dark Inquisitor or Light Inquisitor, because you can only run the first talent on legendaries. Dark Inquisitor isn't getting the shield, and then Light Inquisitor can't cleanse, so you're constantly hitting everything. You could obviously sub out Shaman for Witch, but I was using Shaman. I was using Shaman, and then obviously the stun rockets are much better as well. And then just my Inquisitor build. It's just a regular Knight of Light deck. I'm using Portal Keeper because it makes it quicker, and I'm running. I would still run Portal Keeper with Mermaid, because what you need is the protection more than you need the damage. But I wanted to showcase this deck. It's the deck that kept beating me last season, and Alchemist, it's essentially just an Alchemist Golem deck. It's really, really good. I just played it a couple of battles ago, and these are the talents that I would run. If you haven't watched my Alchemist character spotlight video, go watch that. I will talk about Invigorating Elixir. And the reason why you want to run Invigorating over battle is because for your Alchemist, you want them to throw more things more than you want them to attack harder. Because them throwing more things is it equates to more damage. The thermonuclear reaction more than the successful experiment, because you don't necessarily care about your other things gaining extra speed. I mean, like, you do, but you don't. What you care about more is that when you merge or boost the rank, that it automatically instantly brews and activates the elixir. As opposed to gaining an extra one sometimes. This means that once two of your alchemists are off cooldown, meaning they already brewed their potion, you can merge those two and you'll get an extra potion, and then that adds to your stacks. And then you're running Golem. The reason why this deck is so good is because you have the ability on rares to use 3 talents, and Golem at really late stage, and by late stage I mean armored monsters. Once it gets to armored monsters, most decks, even like a Bloom & Dash Blade Dancer deck, will start to struggle because you're only getting 1,000 crit, which makes Golem much better. And so once you, as long as you're able to slow the field down with Trapper, this deck becomes really good. All you need to really do is upgrade like 1 Earth Elemental like pretty high, and then with Summoner, you just run Enhanced Summoning so that you get free summons all the time. So I'm going to show you the battle that I won. It was pretty good, and the one thing that I will note is that I was playing against this Demon Hunter Grindstone deck. The one thing that I will note is that you have to understand the timing on the Golem. Because once you... so the way that Golem works is once you upgrade or merge any Alchemist, and you will get a golem on your side of the field that deals damage as units are touching it. So you obviously want to do it as close to the opening of the field as you can. And then after it sits on your field for a while, it'll then throw itself over to your opponent's side and become like a demonologist type monster for them. But it does sit on your side for a little bit, and because it sits on your side, you have to figure out the timing to when you want to activate it on boss rounds. The first time I did it immediately when the boss was gonna come out, and then it just like, it went way afterwards, and that's obviously not what you want to do. You want it to throw at basically the same time as when the boss comes out. And this deck just, I don't know, it's very resilient. It does a lot more damage than you'd think, and it will probably surprise you. I'm using growth tiles here, so I am trying to fill up my board so that I have better merges. I could obviously merge out all of these level 1 earth elementals, but I'm trying to get them onto, I guess I just do it right there, because I just need the space at this point. Because I want to get these dryads off of growth tiles. I also want to get this level 2 portal keeper away, or this level 2 trapper away, so that I can constantly merge on a growth tile and upgrade this earth elemental, the one in the corner. It is a bedlam, and I was pretty sure that I was pretty sure that I was going to get bedlam, and so here I'm just trying to manage my alchemists. See that one is off of cooldown, so I merge it up. Oh, I'm sorry, I upgrade it. Upgrading it right there allowed me to create a golem so that I could deal extra damage. Right there I got a gold tile on that alchemist, so basically that alchemist is just gonna sit there forever. I didn't want to merge it off. Getting double upgrades, or double bonuses off of a gold tile is pretty good. There was a big part of me that was wondering why I was doing this, because I don't pilot this very often, and there's a lot of points during this battle where I thought I was definitely gonna lose, but I obviously end up winning this. Even if you don't have the level 15 gadget, I think that this deck is still good. I think you can run it with a lot of different things because, for the most part, you're just trying to slow the field, and you're just trying to wait out your wins. Most people will not play Trapper, and so I think that makes this deck pretty viable. Also, you don't necessarily care about any real unit other than maybe a high-level Earth Elemental. But for the most part, you can merge things out, and you actually offensively merge things out. And I think this is where I was trying to set up my board, because once you upgrade an alchemist, you get a golem, and if you merge out that alchemist, you get a second golem, and that's how this deck wins. So right here, I merge out and I upgrade, but I do it way too late, because then that's what you're supposed to try to do. Prior to a boss coming out, so that the other player is forced to kill all of your golems first and then attack the boss, at which point the boss, if it's a problematic boss like this Monkey King, it'll like completely decimate their field. The Golem, as you can see, is just a big problem for Demon Hunter, because once they have to start spreading their damage, once they start getting overwhelmed, like right here, it starts to get really difficult for them to catch back up. Right here, I thought he was going to die, and then I definitely thought that he was going to die to the Monkey King, because I thought that it was going to hit him over and over and over. And I believe it does, but it didn't feel like it dealt as much as I thought it was going to. If you see right there how much the Golem is doing, how much damage that Golem is doing right there, it's pretty good. See right here, like, this is what you're trying to do here. Because all of his damage is spreading between that and my Golems. He is benefiting off of my Golems because those count as mini boss monsters, and so he is gaining stacks every time I send a Golem, but I believe this is where he basically dies. This deck just has the ability to deal just so much damage, like just so much more than you'd think. And then when it can't deal damage, it basically just slows the field so much that your opponent will usually die before you. Because every time you upgrade any alchemist, you're basically getting a free trainer. Or every time you merge an alchemist, you're getting a free trainer, and it's dealing damage. And you're giving an extra monster that they have to beat. But yeah, it's just something that I thought you guys should try. I think it should be in your rotation for Royal Trials. If you're like questioning on a deck, and what to build, I'm pretty sure you're not using any of these cards, because I'm pretty sure none of these cards actually take any spots away from you. Yeah, they're all infinite, so you could technically always run this, and it'll also recharge your other decks that you know are good. You could technically just run this deck over and over and over, and wait for your good deck to rebuild, and I think it's really good. I'll see you guys next video.